Hello, this is D-Man. I'm going to discuss one of the greatest stories in fantasy football history. In this fantasy league I'm in, whoever comes in last place gets the Salty Award. If you get the Salty Award 3 out of 5 years in the league, you have to get a Salt Shaker tattoo. This guy in the league named Brandon Young was very close of getting the tattoo last season. The league been in existence since 2013. He has gotten the Salty Award twice. If he got the Salty Award again last season, he would have had to get the tattoo. But he overcame the odds and won the whole league last season. This is why it's the greatest Salty comeback. Here is a interview I did with him. So, Brendan, who did you have on your team that was injured?
Well, it's actually quite a few people. So for 3 years, my first round picks all went down with injury. 2 of them during my back-to-back when I finished in last place. I had Andrew Luck the year he got hurt, Adrian Peterson when he tore his ACL, and Odell Beckham Jr. All first round picks all went down with season-ending injuries, which derailed my entire season.
Who did you have on your team that really helped you win the league?
Well, it's honestly a number of players. Finally, after years of begging and praying, Antonio Brown fell to me with the 5th pick. I wanted Antonio Brown for years. Finally, he became available. So I had Antonio Brown, and then Tyreek Hill fell to me in the 2nd round. I was like, all right, I got to take him. Like, how can you not take a guy with that kind of talent? And then one of my 2 sleeper picks was my 3rd round pick, Joe Mixon, which is hence my name, Fixin' for a Mixon. And he was my sleeper running back. And then my true sleeper was Lamar Jackson. And he propelled me into the playoffs last year. And the same thing that happened with him happened with Dak Prescott when I took him his rookie year. Everyone thought I was crazy. People were like, oh, he's not going to do well, he's not going to play, he's playing behind a veteran who's going to play. And all I said is, wait and see. Just wait. And lo and behold, Tony Romo went down the next day after I drafted Dak. And then Joe Flacco went down, and I thrusted him right into my starting lineup. And boom, the rest is history. I went on my run.
How would you feel if you came in last place and got the tattoo?
I mean, besides being really salty about it, I went okay. You know, last place is last place. It sucks, especially the way I started when I went 6-1 and then finished 6-10. But it would have been fun. It would have given excitement to the league, like, oh, somebody got it. I mean, my whole thing with tattoos is if you're gonna go get a tattoo, go big or go home. So I would have done something more elaborate than just, oh, get a Salt Shaker tattoo. I would have gotten the Iron Throne, but instead of swords, I would have gotten Salt Shakers, and I would have had ODB's helmet, Adrian Peterson's helmet, and Andrew Luck's helmet laying at the base where you step up. So I would have had fun with it, just because I would have been able to design it and get what I wanted. But getting the tattoo, it wasn't the biggest deal to me.
What was your strategy?
My strategy was best player available, in my mind. Antonio Brown, obviously, can't go wrong with him in the top 5. It's all the running backs that I wanted were taken before him. And then Tyreek Hill, he was just best available. Mixon was best available. Trey Burton I stretched on, but I felt like he was going to break out, really. But, yeah, my strategy was just take best player available, see what I can grab, and then worst case scenario, either I can put them on waivers or try and flip them for somebody. But besides waivers, I really didn't do that much moving around. I barely did any moves.
How do you feel about winning the league?
Oh, I was ecstatic. I was at work the last week of the league. It was the finals, and I was playing Jimmy, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna win. I don't know if I got this. I was at work. I was freaking out, and then I leave work, and 20 minutes later, I go home. I check the score. Antonio Brown's got a 40 bomb, and I'm just like, I was like, is this actually happening? Like, do I actually have a shot? And then the final score came down, and when it was pretty much before the last player played, I think it was pretty much done. I won. I went out, celebrated. Everyone congratulated me. It felt like cloud nine because I literally went from the bottom. Literally, I started at the bottom, and now I'm here. And my whole team's here.
What do you have to say about the people that doubted you last season?
Bring on the doubters. Got them my whole life. I love when people doubt me, because then I come out of nowhere. But then came out of nowhere. Figured my team was wide receiver heavy, running back light, but everything just happened to click at the right time. My team came to play each week. I was in it, and then somehow I ended up in the playoffs. And then when you get into playoff mode, it's just like, all right, let's go. Like, show up or put up. And I was ecstatic. Just going from last to first, it was just such a ride, especially going back-to-back last place finishes. It was just huge weight off my shoulders, just like, finally. Finally I won. Finally I was relevant in the league. I wasn't just a pushover that I was the laughing joke of getting the Salty Award.
Do you think you have what it takes to win the league again next season?
Absolutely. You know, anyone can win the league. It all just depends on your draft strategy, who you target, who you go for, based on what you want to stack your team stack-wise. You want to be wide receiver heavy, you want to be running back heavy. I like to have a nice balance. I usually like to have one wide receiver, one running back, one. If I can get a top quarterback, and I'll go for it. But that's not do or die for me. But it's anyone's luck. I mean, anyone can win the league. It all just depends on who pops off at the right time, right stretch, and injuries. You know, you can't exactly expect Odell Beckham to snap his ankle. You can't expect Adrian Peterson to tear his ACL, Andrew Luck to blow out his shoulder. You know, it's just stuff like that. You just can't anticipate it. You just got to accept it and deal with the blow. But, yeah, I have as good of a shot as anybody.
Do you have any further comments?
The Dark Lord of the Salt is coming back. That wasn't a one-year fluke. He's coming back with a vengeance. Fixing for a Mixon. We'll be back for round 2. And, I'll see y'all in fantasy this year. Gang, gang.